All right, this is my first time trying out the live feature. What I found out is that when I use my phone or my mobile device, I can't go live. So what I wanted to do yesterday was ride around Minneapolis and go live and show what was going on, but I wasn't able to do that because I don't know what I have to do on my channel to be able to use a mobile device to go live. But with my computer at home, it allows me to go live. So I'm just here to chat for a few minutes. Things are a little crazy these days. Maybe some people out there can chat, help give me some insight, or maybe talk about bikes, things like that. Keep my mind off of the other stuff. Guess we'll see. I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit because I see there's only one person on, and so probably need to see if any other people join. My channel isn't very big yet, so I don't expect a whole lot of people to join this video, or I don't even know how they get notified. So guess we'll see. Ask questions in the chat if you want. Oh, I see. So there's a couple people. So I'm new to this whole live streaming thing. So I'm mostly trying this out to test it out. I am here in Minneapolis. The things have gotten better over the last couple of days, but there's a lot of rumors going around about outside influence or groups from out of state coming into our city, preparing to wreak havoc, and that makes us a little uneasy here. And there's the low side I keep talking about. Parked in my living room. Vikings. So you're a Vikings fan? I used to be a Vikings fan, but I decided not to Isn't that what the Vikings are? Aren't they a sinking boat surrounded by sharks? It always seems like that. See how I tied those two together? No, I used to be a Vikings fan, but I kind of lost interest in the Vikings after a lot of the controversy going on with them and their players. And I just have other things I'd rather do, like ride my bike. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that I have a totally blasphemy. How dare I? How dare I live in Minneapolis and not be a Vikings fan? Let's see. If they get into the playoffs again, then I'll be one of those fans. No. I have gone to a couple games at the US Bank Stadium, so I guess I must be somewhat interested. I just have other things I would rather do on my Sundays than watch football. Like I said, usually it involves riding bikes or doing something else. It seems like some people have come and gone, so I don't know. Like I said, my channel is not really big enough, I don't think, to get a whole bunch of people on a live feed, but it's kind of cool to test this feature out so I know how it works, because I will probably use it in the future. And I didn't even announce that I was going to go live. So maybe if I set it up and scheduled it when I was going to go live, people could plan when they want to come, which I might do in the future. We will see. And I got other things going on in the other room. Cool. So Brian, do you ride? And if so, what do you ride? I'm all game for talking bikes. Ask away. Talk about them all the time. I heard that when people type in their questions or messages, that it's significantly delayed. Yeah. Certainly. Oh, here we go. Is that a mountain bike or a dirt jumper? What type of bike are you looking for? Yeah, why do I have the feeling the messages are significantly delayed? Maybe that's intentional because I see these live feeds where people are pouring in messages constantly, so they probably delay them so the people talking can keep up. Mountain bike, dirt jump bike, BMX bike. What kind of bike do you ride? How can you ever be in between bikes anyway? I have like 15 of them. And that one sitting in my living room. That was what I rode around Minneapolis with yesterday. And when I got back, I just left it there. So if the low side is out of your budget, what's in your budget? Or what is your budget? It's pretty tough to find bikes that are decent under $1,000 these days. There's some out there, but they're nothing like the low side. Although I believe you could always go look at the SE bikes. There's quite a few of those available. I actually heard they changed up the geometry a little bit. Perry Kramer himself did a little video. I don't know if you know much about Perry Kramer or SE bikes or the history of BMX, but he was definitely one of the pioneers of the sport. They changed up the geometry a little bit. I always thought the FC bikes felt really big and the rear end was longer, so it was hard to pull up the front end. But the newer geometry that he described, at least, I got my computer right here. Let me see if I can find the model he was talking about. So is it under Retro Series? Oh yeah, well, they have the Perry Kramer PK Ripper. That's like saying Perry Kramer twice. And does it have disc brakes? It does have discs. Oh. I'm trying to find a price on this one. I believe the SE bikes, most of them are right in the $799, $899, something like that price range. Here, I can post a link to this one in here. That would be most similar to the low side. It does look like it comes with more street tires than it does dirt tires, but aside from that, it looks pretty sweet. Actually, be curious in trying one sometime. Yeah, the Enduro is that one. That one has gears, doesn't it? That's a Scott Breithaupt bike. He passed away not too long ago. Yeah, that one has gears. I'm curious to know if that has updated geometry also. They might have just updated them all because I believe they're all based on the same frame. Yeah, unfortunately, that's where you're going to get into the good stuff. I don't know what your budget is. You probably would have to look for something new. I think when you're looking at new bikes, $799, $899, that's going to be your entry level. But these SE bikes are pretty nice for that amount of money. I believe I paid around 13 for my low side, and then put another 500 or so into it, I think. Cranks, seat post. Oh yeah, I probably have put more than 500 into it. So, so do you live here in Minneapolis, Brian? You're a Vikings fan? So we're talking about the low side, got into talking about the SE bikes because their price point is a little lower. I don't know what else they have on here in Retro Series. Oh, they have They have what they call a monster quad, a 29-inch quad angle. I didn't know they had that. Well, fortunate for me, I don't have one of those, as in a wife. Yep, I had one. She was into bikes too, though, so buying bikes was not a problem. Plus, I'm a senior software engineer, so money hasn't really been an issue in that realm. Oh, okay. How in the world is it Fran Tarkenton's fault? So you grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. Are you also a Bears fan, or are you just Vikings? Anything crazy going on in Florida during this protesting and rioting and craziness that happened in our city? Started in our city? This picture up behind me, if you can see it, if I can hold the computer still enough, is a photo looking across the Stone Arch Bridge towards downtown Minneapolis. So we're talking bikes, riding, current events, whatever you want to chat about. I'll probably stay on for another 10 or 15 minutes and then I'm going to bail, eat some food. I'm glad I'm testing out this live feature just to see how it works. It's unfortunate I can't live stream from a mobile device yet. I don't know what I have to do, if I have to have more followers or more subscribers to get that feature, because it only let me go live from my computer. I was really hoping I could have went live yesterday at some of the protests and things like that and showing some of the destruction. Well, yeah, in 1974, he was quite the player. He was one of the best quarterbacks of that time. Made it to 4 Super Bowls, didn't win any, but I mean, got to be a pretty good team to make it to 4 Super Bowls. A lot of people seem to be like upset at the Vikings, like hey, they were a good team during the 70s. All right. Crazy stuff going on in the news. All right. Oh, okay. So there's protests nearby. Well, they're all over the country. It's just, I never would have thought I would have been at the epicenter of something so big. I mean, we haven't had nationwide protests like this and at this level since the 60s. We've had, a few national events. Even the verdict during the Rodney King trial set off a lot of protests, but they weren't this big. Oh, the photo behind me of downtown Minneapolis. Yeah. I didn't take the photo. I purchased it from a photographer that I knew. I also have a NOAA guy. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because I don't have a lot of light on it. That does these things. So, I don't know what kind of artwork you call that. I'm not much of a artist myself, but it's like stencil or something like that. And he has the grain belt sign with bicycles layered over it. But he's become really famous now. His name's Adam Turman. I used to work at a bike shop with him back in the late 90s. I have some activity going on here that I got to look into. Oh, okay. That's all good. Well, I think I'm going to go. It's nice meeting you, Brian. Next time I go live, I will actually announce that I'm going to go live in advance, set a time. I did see that scheduling was an option, and that way maybe more people will turn out and I'll find some subject matter to talk about. Hopefully it's bikes and not violence around the country and world. So have a good rest of the day, man. Signing off.